Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Thank you for joining us. We are broadcasting and telecasting from the lobby downtown of Fairfield Federal, and as we tape today, it's a beautiful day outside. Summer pretty much officially on board. We're getting on to that now. Lots of events going on around Lancaster and Fairfield County. Of course, the Lancaster Festival, the big one, kind of hanging out there in a month or so we're looking forward to that. But again, there are always lots of events. Second half of the show today, we're talking to Corey Schoonover, talk about the Humane Society, which is a favorite thing of me to talk about. I always like to talk about the puppies and kittens and all the good things that Corey's doing over there at the Humane Society on Route 37. That'll be the second half of the show today. We'll talk about an event. We only get a chance to talk about it one day a year, and this is the day. That's the good news here. This is the day. I've got Jody Amsball with me, owner of Home Helpers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And from Olive Dale, Carla Young, thank you back. I've had you both on before to talk about this event, and it's called The Longest Day, and an Alzheimer event that's put on, and this is kind of turned into a big deal.
Yeah, it has.
It's evolved into lots of the community getting in on this. Tell us about it.
So the Longest Day is an event that we have every year, and it's to represent the people who are going through loved ones or themselves with Alzheimer's, and they call it the Longest Day because it's usually held on the 21st, which is summer solstice, and every day for an Alzheimer's patient or their family is the longest day because of all the different things that they have to go through. So this event is a fun event. It's all types of vendors that come out to help educate, to raise funds, and to just bring awareness to the community. So
Olive Dale obviously tied into this big time. You got your purple on to do that. I guess that's the color we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Big event for Olive Dale and the involvement from you guys too.
It has been. We used to host the event, but since I'm also Parks and Rec, we're doing it downtown at the square. So that's a park. Mm-hmm. And it just grew a little bit too big for Olive Dale. And we wanted
which is a good thing.
Yeah, we wanted more of the community to get involved.
I was looking at some of the events here. Dolly, you've got a lot. Now that'll be this Friday. It's Tuesday today as we're taping the show on a Tuesday. So it'll be this Friday, the 22nd. Right behind us here, 109 on the lawn, kind of behind us over here. Is it over here?
yeah, with
right
the gazebo and
right,
all of
yeah,
that.
Yeah. 20 yards away as we speak today. But looking at some of the things, free painting, face painting, balloon animals, will be some music. Probably food. I'm going to guess
Always
food was.
food, yeah.
What kind of event would not have food?
That's right.
None that I'd be involved in, I can tell you that. Be other concessions. There's going to be a quilt auction. Tell us about the quilt auction.
Well, our quilt raffle is going on now.
Okay.
And has been for months.
Sure.
But the raffle tickets are $1.
Okay.
Or 6 for $5. And they're available through any of our organizations, but Olive Dale has plenty of them. So
Yes.
if anyone wants to come to
Okay.
Olive Dale and get a ticket, that's great. I will also be selling them on the square the day of the event. It was made by one of our quilters in our quilt group, Avis Smith. She's been doing a quilt for us for the last 4 years, and the quilt is very unique. I don't know if you can see the picture of it, and it has a
right there.
3D pattern, and then we have a wall hanging that she does along with that, and they're raffled separately.
Okay.
So here's the wall hanging, and of course it says The Longest Day.
Nice.
And of course, it's in purple.
Oddly
Purple
enough.
is the Alzheimer's colors. Yes.
So how many years have you been involved in this?
This has been our 4th year. And
So from the beginning
Yeah, from
then?
the beginning we
Yeah.
have done this. It's kind of our signature day for Lancaster because Alzheimer's has the walk in Columbus and other locations. This is something that we can do as a community here just to come together, and there are so many of us that do this event together. So.
And I think everyone's touched by Alzheimer's
Oh,
in
yeah.
some way.
Yeah,
We
I was
know
going to
someone
mention that, and I
wasn't.
was talking to somebody today, and it was really related to cancer, but Alzheimer's one too. When I was a kid, and you're a kid, you don't know a lot of things, but I don't think I never knew anybody that had Alzheimer's. Just like I didn't know anybody that had cancer. And now I don't know any family, almost any person has been touched, and in many cases by Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah.
And the folks that I know, whether it's been their parents or an extended family member, or whether they've been the caregiver, such a difficult
It is.
job
It is.
and a disease that just drains people and
It
families.
sure does.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
And it's not a short disease. It's something that can take years and years, So these families are struggling for a really long time, and that's the thing. There is no cure. There is nothing to really stop it. So we just want to be out there to let people know.
Is it? So this is an awareness.
Yes, it
just,
is an
Just to
awareness.
lift the awareness. up.
Because the Alzheimer's Association will be there with information
Sure.
about support groups and things. All of the different community, the home care, the hospice, the facilities, whatever. There are so many places that can help to help families to support them with us. So.
And I think that's what we want the folks to take away from this, along with all the fun, the food, and all the good things, the raffle, the opportunities there, is that maybe the caregivers come down here with some family member, and they can find out that there are other people. They're not in this alone.
Yeah.
That this support connection is there.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And there's tons of resources that you are not aware of until you're in this journey. So we can help you with that.
Who would if somebody wanted to call and find out more about, say, the resources or anything available, where would be the right place to go?
Probably the Alzheimer's Association would be the best, and you can look that up. I don't have their.
Okay, you can Google that.
Yeah, you
certainly.
could Google that. But here locally, Carla would be a great resource,
Okay.
and then I, of course, would always point people in the right direction too. So they're welcome to call Home Helpers anytime and ask if we're
And
not.
that number is?
740-689-9410.
And if they call out to Olivedale?
It's 740-687-6655.
Does Olivedale have much connection with other than this? Is that something you see out there on a frequent basis?
We see a little bit of it. By the time someone gets so bad, it's almost a journey. It's we see the beginning of it, and then
they're not there
Jody kind
anymore.
of sees more
Yeah,
of
she sees more of them, and they're gone from.
Yes.
The husband and wife don't come anymore. Where are they?
Right.
Well, now this is where we are.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, the caregiver, that's such a difficult role. I don't know that if anyone, and most people probably know somebody that's been a caregiver, and if you do, how difficult is that journey? Because I will say that my neighbors that live right behind me, she contracted this, and her husband, his health was not good at one time, but better, and he took care of her years. Well, eventually he dies. And now she has to go to a nursing home because he was the only reason she was still able to stay home. And once he passes on, well, now it's over because the kids are not capable of doing that. So, I mean, things change dramatically, but I don't think people understand how difficult that caregiver role. You see it in your job
Oh yeah,
all the time.
There's just caregiver burnout, so that's where we can come along and help them with just giving them a break so they can get out and do social events and go to Carla's place and have a break.
Yeah,
So
sure.
Fairfield County has a pretty good Alzheimer's support group.
they do.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there's actually 2 or 3 of them at different times in town, and I believe you can call 411 to get most of that information. So yeah.
But again, unfortunately, it's a growing need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
it's just like lots of
absolutely.
things. It's not getting less, and until some type of cure. And I'm sure there's dollars being poured into this because I see it on 60 Minutes. I see moments all the time where people are working on things to try to conquer this, but
Right.
I guess we're not there yet.
No.
No. So you don't need to let anybody know you want to come to this.
No.
Just show up.
Show up.
So it's this Saturday,
Friday.
Friday, I'm sorry.
Yep.
This Friday, the 22nd. All the GOBA stuff will be gone. Everything will be happening here. It's 22nd, right behind us here at the gazebo area.
It's from 10 to 2.
10 to 2. And again, they'll have that caregiver support, which is really kind of the focus of what's going on. But it's a very family-oriented
Oh,
event.
yeah.
You'll have
Yes.
things for the kids and encourage that. And has it gotten bigger each year? It probably
it
will
seems
this
to
year.
grow, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess that part of it is good. You want more awareness
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's touched so many different lives. So it's great just to have the whole community come together and see how we can help support this and all different types of things happening. So
Yeah. So I guess your group with home helpers who deal with this on a
daily
pretty
basis.
much a daily
Yeah,
basis. I'd say, and certainly with Olivedale out there, right up your wheelhouse up there too, dealing with the senior citizens and maybe some Alzheimer conditions, but you probably see some of that too. So I guess you guys see enough of that to know this is something that's really needed here, kind of a real break
Yes.
here. So it's 10 to 2 this Friday. Behind us here, it's got get lots of things for kids: face painting, balloon animals. There'll be some music, good foods, concessions. What's the Promise Garden?
That's just where they have flowers that we stake in memory of a
I've
loved
seen that
one.
with pinwheels.
Yes,
I've seen that
yeah.
around. Well, that'd
and
be
we're
nice.
also having the mayor. He's going to do a proclamation. We're having a ribbon cutting. So at 10 a.m. we'll open with a prayer and ribbon cutting from the chamber, and then at 11 the mayor will be doing a proclamation for the longest day. And so there's just a lot of fun stuff and neat things for the whole.
Well, then you want to help them paint the town purple?
That's right.
Is that the
Absolutely.
point
That's
here?
right.
So get in for the quilt auction. They can call the review and get involved in that, and either Olivedale or Home
Yeah,
Helpers
and-
be
Right.
involved in that. Very good. So it's this Friday, 10 to 2, begins 10 o'clock right behind us here behind Fairfield Federal. Lots of good sponsors on it. You've got great people, and again, the community stepping up to get involved in this. The longest day, Alzheimer Association, help them paint the town purple. So we hope for good weather and a good Friday. It's going to be great fun. I want to thank you folks for being with us. Carla and Jody, thank you very much.
Thank
it's,
you.
Thanks for
it's
having
it's a
us.
worthwhile cause, and good luck with this.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We'll be back on Fairfield today in just a moment. Welcome back to Fairfield today. Thanks for joining us. I want to mention the good folks here at Fairfield Federal. And oddly enough, we've talked about so many of the events today have occurred right behind us with the GOBA event occurring downtown and right here at the gazebo behind us. We've got the, of course, Parks and Recreation Department with their big Friday night bandstand sponsored by great folks here at Fairfield Federal. One of their community involvement things they've done for so many years, 20 plus years, that have been involved in that. And so at Fairfield Federal, we just want to mention what a good community partner they are, and as are so many businesses here in the community. But the events that occur with the gazebo here and with the festival coming up here in just a few weeks, so many things happening right behind us. You just want to thank all the good folks here. Of course, Judy is just leaving and Mary taking over here. But great folks here. If you look them up on the web, it's just Google Fairfield Federal or fairfieldfederal.com. You can find them. All kind of answers for your money needs are on their website. Local people that make local decisions, all their rates, where their locations are, ATMs, what they make loans for, the rates they would have on that loans. If you want to put your money in here, what's your savings, or all the internet banking opportunities, it's all available. Many questions could be answered just by looking up fairfieldfederal.com. Fellow I've wanted to have on the show for quite a while now, and it's hard to run him down. He's so involved. He's always out. I see his blue truck everywhere. I think I saw it at Tiki the other day, maybe. I'm not sure, but I see it all around, and I'm sure they're all business-related activities. It would not be other than that. We'll just go with that. Corey Schoonover is with it. He is the executive director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society, a great place out there on 37. You go by there, and I think now you can see that big park you've got built up there. I've watched that get built the last few years. Really an impressive facility, and you've actually got more going on there now.
Yeah. We are in the middle of construction right now, yeah.
What are you building now?
We're adding a low-cost vet clinic, more of a wellness clinic. Won't be full service, but wellness clinic. We're expanding our current grooming services, and then we're going to add boarding as well. But to touch on your truck thing, because we do have people ask, so sometimes it's pleasure. It depends. We're on call 24/7. So we have 2
You
trucks.
and your massive staff?
Yes, yeah. So I have a humane officer and then myself. I'm the backup guy. So I've had people ask. So if I'm at the if I'm on call and I gotta go to the grocery
You
store,
go to the grocery.
You'll see us at the grocery store. But no, if we get a call in the middle of the frozen food aisle, I gotta leave my groceries and I gotta go. So it's our response time is important to us. So you will see us here and there.
Well,
we gotta go.
And I think everybody knows what a good job you guys do out there.
Absolutely.
But when we were talking just before you went on, I think everybody knows this is where you go about dogs and cats, and they're great people, humane. It's in their name, humane. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But you talked to me about one of your big jobs is really, once people get pets, is enabling them to keep pets in the home and not either get turned back into you or get turned to you in the first place.
Right, exactly. So, one of our main functions is, of course, we take in unwanted pets, dogs, cats. We handle a lot of other things as well, rabbits, things like that. And we do close to 1,000 adoptions a year. So people do come to us for that, but a lot of people don't realize all the other services we offer.
Yeah, I was a little impressed by that too when I was looking at some of the things. You have a monthly spay and neuter clinic.
Yep. We have Rascal unit is a mobile unit based out of Dublin that comes down once a month. So we offer a low-cost spay and neuter for dogs and cats, and that's for the general public. We don't use that for our animals. That's just general public, and we book those things 2 and 3 months in advance because it's really popular and you can't beat the cost.
I was going to say, is there a real need? I mean, do you find a real need for that here?
Oh, absolutely. Each clinic, we do 50 animal surgeries, so it's a big deal, and that's really why we're adding on the vet clinic as well. We do quarterly vaccine clinics, and it's gotten so popular over the years. Like the one we just did in April, it was 4 hours, and we did almost 800 vaccines. So if you think of that, and then just the amount of people that are looking for affordable, everyone wants to adopt an animal. Most people love
good
animals.
intentions.
Yeah, and if you don't find too many people these days, or we don't, that only have one. So when you start getting into 2 and 3 and 4, it can be expensive. So we try and offer those lower costs. In a perfect world, I wouldn't have a job. No animal would need a home, and our goal really is to find animals needing a home, those perfect homes, and to keep pets in their current home. So that's why you see us offering all those different services.
So in a perfect world, you'd put yourself out of a job?
Yeah.
Work yourself out.
I'm good like that. I'm not selfish. I like to help other people, and animals is a good way to get to those. I think people don't realize the human aspect of what we do. Sometimes we feel like social workers. Sometimes we feel like advice givers. It's just one of those things where the people element's big for what we do. So we're helping people as much as we're helping the animals.
And if somebody wants to schedule one of these, whether it's the spay and neutering, whether it's the vaccines, is there a process they need to go through?
Yeah, we always refer everyone to our website at fairhumane.org, so you can so we have our clinic schedules on there. We have people come in and prepay to get those spots because they're so popular. But our grooming services, you can call in and schedule with us. Dog training, we do group classes, we do private lessons. So you just call in and we can kind of give you get an idea from you what you're looking for, and then get you scheduled properly.
I remember, as I said, for years I was driving by and watched when you had no dog park there, and then it evolved and it was being built. Now it's up there. Has that turned out to be just what you hoped it would be?
I think so. I've been there for 8 years this month, and from where it was then to where it is now, you can tell that we're making a difference. The community is supporting us. As a private nonprofit, we need to show that we're doing the right thing in order for the community to support us, and it's been huge. They've been helpful, and we show that appreciation by continuing to add those services. So my biggest, not that he was a proponent, but my own dad was like, man, I don't know if you can really get to where you want to go here, but it's been fun proving him wrong.
The journey's
and he's
been
always
good?
been supportive, yes, but even the dog park, like I don't know, but once we got that thing going and it really brought people in, it's just, think about this, 8 years ago we would adopt 250 animals a year, and now we're close to 1,000 a year.
Wow.
And we're really able to help so many more animals that way.
Talking with the executive director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society, Corey Schoonover, and I think maybe it's like the city parks and the historical parks. I think there's some confusion in terms of location is a big part of it,
Right.
because you're located right next to the county.
The dog shelter.
Dog shelter is
Yep.
right there. It's the closer building to the road. Yours is a little further away, and that used to be that building, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's always some confusion. You're not connected to the
No.
county or the city.
Nope.
No, you're
We're a private,
separate nonprofit.
Yeah, private nonprofit. We, that is a big thing. It doesn't matter how many people you talk to, but sharing a driveway with the county, and then of course being in their old facility. I mean, when I was little, we used to drive around the dog shelter.
Yep.
So a lot of people think dogs are down the hill and then cats are up the hill, but we're two separate entities, and we do different things. So we handle all of the cruelty and neglect cases in the county. So we do a lot of court cases and things like that. We handle the injured strays if your dog gets loose, and a dog or cat gets hit by a car or something, and we get called out for that 24/7. They handle the stray dogs running around. Your dog license fee goes to the county dog shelter for their operation. So we're donations and grants. So we need that community support.
So I was going to. That's where I think I was going with this in donations. I know I've seen over the years, I guess, of things where you've needed dog food.
Yep.
Where maybe an event has occurred where you've had to take in a large amount of animals at one time, and we read about those events more than we do the day-to-day stuff. We read about the big events, but you folks need these kind of this kind of help.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, with all the support that we get, there's people like to give support in different ways.
Sure.
If you can't adopt an animal and give it a good home, some people don't like just sending a check or dropping off cash. So we have a donation list of supplies and the food that we feed, and people like to do that. So if they go on their weekly or monthly grocery shopping trip, they'll pick up some items on our list, whether it's bleach or cat litter or dish soap, whatever, and then they'll drop it off. So that stuff's really helpful, because then those funds that we're saving with those donations, we can put towards our medical expenses for all the animals that we help.
And all that's on your website. If
Yeah.
somebody wanted to know a particular item, if that was not just dog food, but I assume there are certain things that,
Yeah.
like you say, Bleak, there are certain things that you covet.
Yeah, absolutely. Cleaning supplies. We have a whole list. We have a top 10 list, and then we have an even further broken down list of things that we use on a daily basis.
No, what are your hours out there? What days are your I know you're 24/7. We understand that, but the actual building hours.
We are open Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 11 to 7, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, 11 to 3. So it's not a normal 9 to 5, but with a staff of 7, with everything that we do, we try and hit the hours that people are available. So definitely check us out. I always tell people we're open 24/7 on fairhumane.org, because all of our available pets are on there. So you can even submit an adoption application right online, and it's a quick turnaround for us to find these animals homes, which is good.
So I guess in a perfect world, then the dogs you get in would go out, and everybody was matched up perfectly, and that's your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a no-kill shelter, so they stay until we find them a home. We have an application process, because the dog or cat has been, when they're with us, they've already been through one traumatic experience by coming into the shelter. So we want to pair you up, and we don't make it personal. but we're there for the animal. So if we know an animal isn't going to fit into your situation, we're going to suggest that you look at something different. We want to make sure they're in a perfect home moving forward.
So that's your job, sort of a little psychological warfare going on here to say you might think you want a dog, but maybe you don't.
Yeah, people might have a specific breed in mind. So like, hey, I want a Great Dane or I want a Husky, but I live in a one-bedroom apartment and I don't have a yard. They're not going to be happy, and if your dog's not happy, you're not going to be happy. They're going to be destructive or whatever, and then they're going to come back to us, so we don't want that.
Golden Retrievers and Labs are great dogs, but not in all settings.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So we take that into consideration, whether you have little kids or big kids, or maybe we have a dog that doesn't like cats and you happen to have 4. You know, we're not going to ruin everybody's day by sticking you in that situation.
When they're at the fair, every kid wants a goldfish. Every kid wants to win a goldfish. But now, be careful what you wish for, because what if you win one? Now, what do you do?
It happened to me, and I had a goldfish that lived for 8 years. The
genesis of where you are now.
Exactly.
So,
they're lifetime commitments, and we like to say that. So if you're coming to get a puppy because you think they're cute, one, they're going to get bigger, and you have 8 to 10 to 12 to 15 years that you're going to need to take care of that pet.
I see the commercial one, the guy's rubbing his nose against this little cute puppy, but the difference is that cute puppy grows into a cute dog, but it's a dog. It gets bigger, and you have to be ready for that.
Yep, absolutely.
Parents, you have to let your kids know that if you're going to get this, and I'm sure that's what you see, they want to do it. People want to do the right thing. They always want to do, I believe that.
Yes.
But things occur.
Yes.
And so maybe with kids and stuff, it's you try to tell them maybe that's not the best fit.
Absolutely. It's a good example. We have Girl Scout, Boy Scout, 4-H groups come in.
Mm-hmm.
So we have them come in, and maybe they're working on a badge or something, and they're all excited to play or whatever, but we have them clean first. So if you're going to whine to mom and dad about getting a pet, I'm going to have you do the nasty cleaning part first, and then you can go back and talk to mom and dad. So I am on mom and dad's side when it comes to that. It's like, hey, girls, boys, let's clean a litter box or two first before you beg for a
Have
kitten.
that light bulb moment, say, maybe that's not for little Tommy. Might not want to do that.
Absolutely.
So your website again is?
Fairhumane.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good place on there, good interactive place. You can look on there, do lots of things on there, lots of information, clinic hours, hours to help with donations, really anything.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a Facebook page. You check that out. If you need a smile for the day, you check out our Facebook page because we post our happy adoption photos. So if you're having a down day, just visit our Facebook page and you'll feel better.
Fairfield Area Humane Society, Corey Schoonover, the executive director. Great organization out there on Route 37. I go on the website, look them up. They got a lot of good things. Corey, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.